In 2021, Toyota made their biggest mistake ever by killing off their most legendary and longest running nameplate, the Landcruiser. Because in 2021, when the rest of the world got an upgrade to the new 300 series cruiser, us here in the States got nothing. As of today, however, it's back. But what we have to answer is, did they get it right? Did Toyota just ruin the Landcruiser? And is it possible that cheaper means better? Let's find out. Right now, the two most capable factory off-roaders you can buy are the Ford Bronco and the Jeep Wrangler, because especially in Raptor and Rubicon trim, they have industry-leading approach and departure angles, long travel suspension, axle lockers, and huge tires. This new 250 series Landcruiser can't quite catch either of those out on the trail, at least not yet. Because we have it on more than just a hunch, something like a TRD Pro version is coming down the pipeline. With this new version, Toyota is out to prove that bigger isn't necessarily better. Remember, the original Landcruiser was lean and mean. Simple, straightforward, timeless design, and an emphasis on ultra-reliable capability above all else. Which is why it was such a fabulous vehicle. And this all-new 250 series is a return to form. Utilizing the global TNGA-F body-on-frame platform, Toyota say it's designed, engineered, and tested to survive the harshest of environments. Compared to the outgoing 200 series, the new Landcruiser is 4.4 inches narrower and 1.2 inches shorter for more off-road prowess. While here in the States, the last several iterations of Landcruiser have been aimed up-market, from the FJ60 clear on up to the current 300 series that we get here as the Lexus LX600, which is a large, luxury-lined Range Rover fighter, complete with a current starting price of over 90 grand. The new Prado-sized Landcruiser is a throwback to how it all started. For those of you who don't know what the Prado is, it's the slightly smaller Landcruiser that we got here most recently as the Lexus GX. The new Landcruiser replaces the Prado globally, by the way. It has an approach angle of up to 31 degrees and a max departure of 22 degrees, while the breakover angle comes in at 25. Total ground clearance is up to 8.7 inches. For off-road protection, Landcruiser customers can add rock rails and full coverage, high-strength steel skid plates. And for the inevitable off-road recovery, front recovery hooks come standard across all trims, as does permanent four-wheel drive with selectable high and low range, center and rear electronic diff locks that can be activated automatically, and Toyota's multi-terrain select system that includes engine and traction control mapping for mud, dirt, and sand. Also standard is Toyota's crawl control system, which acts as a sort of off-road cruise control that allows you to focus on steering and tire placement and it to focus on keeping you moving down the trail. And it doesn't matter whether you're struggling for traction while pointed straight up at the sky or staring straight down at the ground with standard downhill assist control. Finally, for the really rough stuff, an all-new front stabilizer bar disconnect is standard on Landcruiser and First Edition grades and increases flex with the push of a button. Drivers can view potential obstacles that are looming on the trail via the multi-terrain monitor that crisply displays on the available 12.3-inch touchscreen, which comes standard on the Landcruiser grade, but is an optional upgrade from the 8-inch display you get with the 1958 edition. Speaking of trims, or grades as Toyota calls them, it's available in 3, all featuring 5 seats, no 7-seater option. The Landcruiser 1958, the Landcruiser, and the limited run Landcruiser First Edition. First Edition trucks are limited to just 5,000 units for North America, and come equipped with a roof rack, rock rails, and an exclusive interior design. Most notably heated and ventilated leather seats instead of the 1958 grade's cloth or middle grade's Softex material. The Softex seats are still both heated and cooled though, and there's a premium option that adds the leather back in, as well as a 14-speaker JBL audio system, heads-up display, digital rearview mirror, moonroof, and more. The easiest way to tell the First Edition apart are the round heritage-style headlights that also come on the 1958 model, which we think look better. Speaking of lights, while all Landcruisers get LED headlights and fog lights standard, the FJ62 series inspired horizontal lights on the middle of the road trim come with color selectable fog lamps from Rigid. And we were told at the launch event that the headlights can be interchanged between the horizontal and round versions as a plug-and-play end user option. No coding required. The First Edition trucks come basically fully loaded, while the 1958 trim is the most sparse of the bunch and also the lowest priced. Those black cloth seats are comfortable, but we'll call them utilitarian. Fronts are still heated though. That's not to say it isn't well equipped, cause it is. Like the higher grade trims, it still gets a heated steering wheel, wireless Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. It also gets the same fully digital instrument cluster and Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, which means stuff like radar cruise control, pre-collision detection, and road sign assist are all now standard. It comes with all the other modern Toyota tech we've seen on their most recent cars too: keyless ignition, hotspot capability, charging ports all over, a wireless charging pad, and Toyota's Remote Connect, which you get as a trial, and then it becomes a subscription that includes an available digital key that allows you to use your phone to allow vehicle entry, tailgate access, and vehicle ignition. The digital key can be remotely shared with others. Now, Brad has a crush on the design of this thing, so I'll have him share his thoughts.
Let's talk about looks. A squared body profile resembles that of Landcruisers of old, and the A-pillar is pushed back and the hood line slightly lowered, not only to complement the look, but for better outward visibility on the trails. Also, the front overhang has been decreased for greater approach. Now, I'm a big fan of understated luxury. Landcruisers are quality, not flashy. We talk about the boxy old school SUV design as if it's just a styling choice, but this kind of upright two-box shape is great for interior space, practicality, comfort, seating position, access, and outward visibility. Jeeps have always held on to their retro Willy style, and the new Bronco's design is a nod to a time when sex was dirty and the air was clean. You see, the new Land Cruiser reminds us a lot of, yes, some of the older Land Cruisers, but also of one of our most favorite Toyotas of all time, the FJ Cruiser. Differences being that you'll be able to see out of this one. It will be available in 7 different paint colors, with Heritage Blue and Trail Dust being optioned as a two-tone scheme with a grayscale roof. Now, enough with the aesthetics. Let's give it back to Trav to dig into what makes this thing go.
Under the hood, you can have any engine you like, as long as it's the 2.4-liter turbocharged iForce Max that feeds out 326 horsepower and a whopping 465 pound-feet of torque. While globally, several options including a turbo diesel will be available, the iForce Max is the only one we're gonna get. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission and a 1.87 kilowatt-hour nickel-metal hydride battery. Fuel economy figures haven't been released yet, but especially compared to the outgoing version, you can bet it's gonna be quite a bit better. Underneath, it all rides on a newly developed double wishbone front suspension coupled with twin tube shocks, paired to a multi-link rear with coil springs. Like we said earlier, rock rails and full coverage high-strength steel skid plates are optional, but a few basic ones, like the one under the fuel tank, is standard. A new electric power steering system not only means you get lane tracing assist, but it's been specifically designed to help eliminate knockback, which is when the steering wheel gets ripped out of your hands when traversing massive rocks and deep ruts. All models have beefy 17-inch disc brakes front and rear, and a tow hitch is standard across the board. It pulls up to 6,000 pounds, and every single one of them gets a trailer brake controller. The Land Cruiser is back and completely redesigned. It's no longer trying to compete in the luxury off-roader segment. It's here for those of us that prefer a simpler, straightforward approach to getting out and enjoying the trail. Everything you need, nothing you don't, with a splash of tech thrown in for good measure. While we haven't driven it yet, if you're looking for an SUV that softly wafts you along and pampers you on the morning school run, this might not be it. But if a no-nonsense, properly made, ultra-capable adventure machine is what you're after, the FJ250 could very well fit the bill. It will go on sale early next year as a 2024 model year with a starting price in the mid-$50,000 range. So, did Toyota ruin their legendary Land Cruiser? Is a cheaper Land Cruiser better? Did they get this thing right? We won't know for sure until we get one out on the trail. But seeing as if you want the full-size ultra-luxury 300 series version that much of the rest of the world gets, you have the option to go buy one wearing a Lexus badge. We think the slimmer, lighter, cheaper, more focused version is a good thing. And for the first time in a long time, it's more available to more people at its more aggressive price point. But we want to know what you think, so let's hear it down in the comments. Get subscribed to Ideal because we're going to get a chance to drive this thing very soon. If you liked this video, please give it a like, it really helps us out. And in the meantime, go check out some of the other videos like this one right here or this one over here. I'm Trav, this is Ideal, and I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching.